Being asked to be appointed for the head coach of the Scotland women's team was a real honour for me. It was something that I've worked with the squad for 2 years, and it was something that when I was asked to do, it was quite an easy decision for myself to make. The girls have worked really, really hard over the last few years, along with Shade and Philip, and knowing that this year was a World Cup year, a qualification year, with Six Nations still left, it was quite an easy decision for me to make, but knowing the hard work that we have ahead. We've been back training since Wednesday of last week. Here in Interim, which has been a real godsend for us all. They've come back in, the girls have worked really hard on their own, so their GPS scores have been quite impressive. So when they arrived on Wednesday, didn't really know what to expect, but they've been working really hard, and it's a real positive to see them. But I think just to see the smiling faces, to see real humans again as well, has been nice, rather than behind a Zoom call or a Teams call. Clearly the targets are to qualify for World Cup. There's no doubt about that. We've got France and Wales to play again in the Six Nations. So France and Wales for us is really the preparation for the World Cup qualifiers. We know that the World Cup qualifiers are going to be difficult. We know the 4 teams that are going to be in that are 4 teams that are desperate to get on that plane to go to New Zealand. The pathway system for the women's game is working really well. We've got the under-20 group and the group underneath that. So last year we saw some new caps getting capped in there, so Mary McDonald has come through that system, and so to have that system with coaches working underneath, working closely with myself and my assistant coaches, it's important they understand what we're trying to do with the girls at this level, but also if they're working on the core skills at the levels underneath, it makes that transition that little bit smoother. And to see girls like Mary come in and perform the way she did against Spain in her first cap last year was excellent. And then the unfortunate injury we had to Jenny Maxwell, Mary was able to slot in the Six Nations and perform well. So players like her is important to bring through, because we know going to a World Cup we're going to have a big squad, and we're going to have to work hard with a very big squad coming through. So the focus over the next few weeks will be getting back into doing some rugby again. So we've been really working to get them back to fitness again. So to have doing straight line running, to working on your own, is different from then doing down and ups and some contact work. So we're going to build up slowly towards that, but over the next while will just be to get a ball in their hands again, to remind them of some of the stuff that we worked on over the Six Nations, to add some stuff prior to Six Nations World Cup qualifiers, but also just to simplify and make sure that we are really good and firing on all cylinders, fitness and rugby, going into this game against France.